Hey everyone, today we're discussing Lethal Company and doing a ranking of the creatures within the game's facility, ranking them from least to most scary. Spore Lizards are actually creatures I've barely seen, but they're largely harmless and seem just as scared of you as you are of them. They have a fairly creepy design with their large mouths and the way they move, then really not too bad. They did definitely give me an initial shock, but quickly become clear they aren't a threat at all, spraying out their little pink cloud when they get scared. The Hoarding Bug is probably the least scary thing to encounter in the game aside the Spore Lizard. Whilst they do look fairly creepy, they're almost harmless and never seem to attack really. They mostly just run away, and a lot of the time even have little stores of scrap you can find and take. When they do attack, they barely do anything too, so these things are fairly relaxed to be around. Hygrodere, I think is how you say it, is a mass of blue, purpley goo that simply crawls on the floor and slowly comes for you. This is another that's not very scary, but it's definitely one that's scary when paired with other things. If I have another creature on me and I'm trapped in the room by this glob oil, I'm going to find it at least a little scary. Circuit bees aren't necessarily scary in the sense of visuals or even sounds, but they're terrifying if you go anywhere near them. These things are relentless and will completely drain your stamina, leaving you to slowly give up and become engulfed by the bee mass, followed by hearing all your friends laughing at you because you died to bees. The Snare Flea is a bug that jumps onto you and wraps your face. These things are scary for the fact that if you're alone and this thing gets you, you're probably dead. Equally, if you're with people but deep into the facility or lacking a weapon of any kind, you're also probably dead. For that reason, I think I find them more annoying. The bunker spider isn't actually too dangerous, but it is definitely one of the enemies that makes you do a large These things will silently wait on the walls in the facility and occasionally put webs into the environment which can trap you and alert the spider. They run fairly quickly, but it's mainly the sounds of the scuttling that makes this thing terrifying, and also how it clings to the walls. Forest keepers are large creatures that stomp about outside. If they see you, they'll move fairly quickly towards you, grab you and eat you. What's scariest about these things is the size paired with the loud stomping. Knowing they're approaching is a creepy experience, and turning around to see one stomping towards you as your stamina bar slowly falls is pretty scary. Nutcrackers are a newer type of enemy that wield literal shotguns. They act sort of like a moving turret, running around towards you, locating you, and then opening fire. They seem to not be too bad to avoid, but still pretty deadly, especially when in confusing passageways. I couldn't actually find one whilst making this video, but I'll show some clips of it. It looks pretty scary how it sort of just hunts you down and tries to shotgun you. Baboon Hawks I don't like because they look so strange and alien. They're these bizarre creatures that hop about with their long beaks and squawk around you, eventually coming in for the kill. I do not like being near these things, even when in the safety of the ship. It's just scary seeing them hop around and slowly build in numbers. Brackens are up there in terms of fear factor, however once you know how to deal with them, they aren't that bad. And you're never quite sure if the counters to them will work, but it can be avoided if you look away right after seeing them. Still a terrifying creature, especially with its ability to just wring your neck. Eyeless Dogs are scary purely for the fact that they're large creatures with huge mouths and they run at insanely fast speeds, and often will be in between you and your ship. It is really terrifying having to navigate between these things. The Ghost Girl is one that is scary the first time you see her, but lessens as you go. If you use the strategy of ignoring her basically, she doesn't do much. Despite this, she's still really creepy with the way she stares at you and breathes down your neck and stalks you throughout the facility. The scariest point is when your audio cuts and you can't hear anyone else, and are left alone as you're attacked. The first time I saw this creature, I tried to bash it with a shovel, and it did not end well. Coil-Heads are a Weeping Angel type enemy that only move when you don't look at them. If you look away, they move at high speeds and stomp towards you and quickly kill you, replacing your head with one of theirs. That's partly why it's scary, I think, is that transformation that happens. You see your friend go into the facility, all normal, then teleport them out looking like this. Being around these things is also just a bad experience, having to constantly watch it and sort of edge your way into a door, also being careful of any other creatures that could be lurking. Horrible things. The Masked are a type of enemy that appear when one of of the crew puts on a mask. When they do so, it will kind of possess and kill them, and then they turn into a zombie that can attack the rest of the crew. It's a really scary experience first putting on the mask, and it's really terrifying seeing your friend creepily look at you and then start running in your direction with their arms outstretched. Jesters are probably the scariest enemy, and partly down to them being pretty inescapable. These things will be passive at first, casually walking around and chilling with you, then a song starts to play as they wind up, and they go at lightning speed, stomping towards you with a huge popped out mouth that kills you in one. Not fun to be around. Thumpers, however, I think are the scariest things in the game. These combine creepy looks, creepy sounds, and terrifying speeds as they thump towards you. I hate these things. They are horrible and terrifying and make me scream every time I see them. No thank you. That's gonna do it. Let me know what scared you the most too down below. Thanks, and goodbye.